All right, so I want to add a walk cycle to my platform game. So I've got my walk cycle set up here in Flash. And by the way, you can adjust the size of your window here. So I've just kind of adjusted it to fit. Otherwise, you can just crop the character inside Flash. Let's see. Oh, I better move that up. Basically, you don't want your guy to leave your box because then. Oh. I think that'll be fine. Okay, so now I have to export. So I'm going to export movie. And let's create a new folder. We'll call this Flash Walk Cycle or something, just to somewhere to put it. And I'm going to call this Flash_walk. Okay, and it's a PNG sequence, so it's automatically going to add a number to the end of each one. Okay, now it's here somewhere. Flash walk cycle. Okay, so if I open these with preview, I should be able to see the different frames. Okay, so there's all the different frames of my animation. And I want to import those into Construct 2. So I'm going to show you this Batman game that we worked on last time. And I'm just going to, well, I'll just show you what this game looks like so you know. Right now, Batman doesn't move. This is what you could call a placeholder. So if you're the programmer, you could do your entire game with placeholder graphics. So that could just be simple graphics. It doesn't even have to be Batman. You could have your graphic as something like this. I like green squares. Okay, your whole game could be done with a green square until your artist can provide you with the artwork. Okay, so there's no excuse for your programmers to not be able to get stuff done without artwork, right? We can use placeholders. So with that said, if you want to update your artwork, you just double click on your sprite and we can say, I'm just going to delete this animation frame. Oh, I can't delete the last frame. I guess what I'll do then is right click here, import frames from files. I need to find the walk cycle that I created. Select all those and open. Now I can delete that green box because I don't want that to be part of my walk cycle. Okay, so here's the Flash. You can see him moving. Now that's called default right now. I'm just going to rename that by clicking on it and calling it walk right. Okay, then I can duplicate that and I'll call this walk left. And so what I want to do here is flip the character by pressing mirror. So if I hold shift, it'll mirror the entire animation. Okay? So now I have him walking to the left. And as a bonus, I'm going to create a jump animation right now, just for fun. So I'm just going to modify this. Let's remove those frames. And my jump, I'm just going to have him jumping like this. Okay, so let's export that. And I'll call this Flash Jump. Okay, if you want to get fancy, you could have a multiple frame jump animation where he kind of follows through. But for this example, I'm just going to have a single image jump. That'll be fine. Okay, now I can add a new animation. I'll call this Jump. By the way, you can have animations for guys, you know, these starting your jump, mid-air jump, falling. I mean, you can really get detailed with your animations here. So I'm just going to load a single image here. That's flash jump. And I'm just going to crop that one. Okay, there we go. You'll notice he's a little bit bigger because the flash walk cycle that I had was actually quite large. So I'm going to have to shrink that down. Oops. Okay, so there he is. And let's see what happens. So right now, it works, but he's just walking very slowly, right? And then he stops. So what I have to do is add in a couple events. So these are going to be keyboard events. So let me just go ahead and add the keyboard as an object. Okay, then I'm going to add a keyboard event. So when key is down, I'm going to choose the left key, left arrow. He's called Batman. Actually, I'm going to change the name to the Flash just so I don't get confused. There we go. So when left arrow is down, Flash, I'm going to set his animation to, in the quotes, I'm going to type walk left because that's what I called my animation sequence. It's going to play from the beginning. And let's do the same thing for the right arrow. This is walk right. Okay, so let's see how that looks now. Okay, it works, but he seems to be walking quite slow for the Flash. What do you say? Also, when he jumps, he's still walking in midair. I don't really want that. So I'm going to add a couple tweaks here. So I'm going to add an action on the left arrow for animation set speed. I'm going to say 30 because my original animation was done at 30 frames per second. So that will make it run at real time. If I want it faster, I can increase the speed of that, make his legs go faster, whatever I want. The other thing I'm going to do is under the let's see. I'm going to add another condition. That's what I'm going to do. Add another condition to my keyboard. So these are going to be animation triggers. So I'm going to say he is on the floor. So when left arrow is down and he's on the floor, it's going to have the walking animation. Okay, so let's copy that one and paste it in here as well. Okay, that condition means that when I jump, he's going to stop walking. Okay. So the last thing I have to do is add the jump animation. So I can add another keyboard event. Actually, I might even just be able to add a platform event, an animation trigger here. So when he's jumping, I'm going to add set animation to jump. Okay, I have a bit of a problem because his legs seem to get stuck in there. What I'm going to do just to make this simple is instead of making this jump through, I'm going to make it solid. That should fix my problem. There we go. Okay. Now I do have the problem where his jump direction doesn't change. So I could set up a jump right, jump left, and then have it set up the same way. You know, if I'm pressing right while I'm in the air, then he's going to have jump right. Left while he's in the air, jump left. Okay, but I think you get the idea. I don't want to take up any more of your time here. But there you go. It's a lot more interesting to play when your character moves. And you can set up those animations for anything. Like if you have an attack, if you press a button to make your character shoot something, well, you can set up an animation to play when you press that button. Okay, so like if it's shooting throwing something or punching or whatever.